Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today I am doing an empties video, which I have not done for quite some time. And what I thought I would do is look at the products that I have continued to consume, because I think right now all of us are buying less. But I think that the products that I'm certainly looking to replenish are those that give me a good feeling. They're kind of cozy, they're enjoyable to use, and they make me feel good at a time when I think, like most people, I'm feeling a bit more anxious, a bit more fretful, and yeah, just less prone to self-indulgence. So this is really self-care rather than self-indulgence, I would say. But they're things that I want to go out and get again because they make life a little bit easier. So let's start with some makeup empties. And I've only got two because, as I say, I'm using much less of everything really, including makeup. But under eye circles, can't really be doing with under eye circles, especially for filming and things. So this is coming to an end. This SISLEY PHYTO-CERNES ECLAT, and it's shade number 1, and it's their really soft, blendable concealer, which has good coverage. It's not amazing. It's not going to cover up, 2 hours sleep's worth of dark circles, but it is good enough for most everyday usage, and it brightens the area. It's hydrating, so it doesn't find fine lines and sit in them and go kind of dry and cakey, which I think is so important. Can't stand that. But it's not so soft and supple that it moves around as the skin heats up, as some of the more hydrating ones can sometimes tend to. Plus, there's plenty of peach in the colors that they formulated with, which I think is super important because we are counteracting a bit of kind of gray blue hues in that little hollow in the tear trough. So this is a keeper, long-standing presence in my makeup bag, and will continue to do so. Next is almost a nostalgic purchase, which I've gone back to. Now, I don't know how many of you remember the Laura Mercier lips range. So they had healthy lips, bare lips, and baby lips. And baby lips was always my favorite. So it came up to me the other day as I was looking, okay, I need a new nudie pink lipstick. I wonder if they still make baby lips, and they do, and it's nicely repackaged and exactly the same product as it was whenever I was a teenager, which is kind of startling, and it's still gorgeous. So I'm pleased to report wearing it right now. Baby lips does exist, and it still looks as pretty and fetching and sheer and not gloopy or too, I don't know, chalky or too brown, just a healthy pink glow to the lip, which feels again right for right now. So next, I'm finishing up Flawless Moisturiser Light. Basically, time to go back to full fat Flawless Moisturiser. So Flawless Moisturiser Light has ceramides, which is great for barrier function, especially in acne-prone skin. Perhaps you're more combination, need something a little lighter. But I think coming into winter, I would prefer to err on the side of more nourishment rather than less. So the niacinamide in Full Fat Flawless Moisturiser gives me a little bit extra oomph, and great for continued use of tretinoin or other retinoids through winter, as it really helps support usage. But it's not too heavy. But yeah, it's about tailoring to where your skin is. I might still continue to use a bit of Flawless Moisturiser Light just before my period when my skin's a little on the oilier side. Then on to body. So at this time of year, I think it's especially important to be really careful, because I think it's so easy to end up with dry patches, especially on the shins and the arms as central heating gets turned up. And really a good time to look at the way you're cleansing your body skin. Hector's on the move. And I particularly like these two. So Drunk Elephant's Camille Cream Body Cleanser. And I find that really pleasant to use, actually. So there's no fragrance in there, but it does have quite a strong scent of almond. pH is 5, so it's really kind to skin barrier function. And it's a nice degree of creaminess. It doesn't feel too pared back, too, sometimes the unfragranced cleansers can be fine, but not particularly pleasant as an experience. Where I think the Drunk Elephant one actually is a nice cleanse without fragrance. And then I think Necessaire is worth a mention. This is the scrub, which is fine for, dry patches on, I use it on my feet, elbows and knees. But again, it's just, I think, to draw attention to the fact that they've done really lovely products without fragrance, such a rare thing in the kind of more prestige part of the skincare market, and they should be applauded for that. Then finally onto hair care, and two really great products from Living Proof, a brand I absolutely love. And the first one is the Nourishing Styling Cream. Now, I am in love with all things Dyson, but especially the Dyson Airwrap. It's a bit time consuming, you've got as much hair as me, but I do love it. So I will air dry my hair a bit, probably like half an hour or so after toweling, and then apply this to the ends, and then I'll go through, segment off, and use the Airwrap. And I use the larger of the two sizes of the wrappy thing. And that way it just kind of gives my hair some shape, especially at the front. And I might kind of pin curl the front section just to get it to sit right. But really it's more about kind of smoothing it and giving it shape than really giving it specifically curls. And then this I'm really loving right now. So it's their Perfect Hair Day Body Builder. Now, it's not so much that I need the body, but for holding, it's really great because unlike most other sorts of sprays, it doesn't give you that kind of crunchy, crispy feel or start to sort of look a bit piecey and separated at the front particularly. And I find that this part is the bit that I really want to hold its shape once I've put it in. I don't want it kind of going limp and falling down, you know, my Irish kind of cowslick kind of creeping in, especially, you know, when there's sort of a bit of humidity in the air. But yeah, I love this. Yeah, it's a really, really good product. And that's it really. So I'm not getting through a huge amount. That's my first like proper empties in really quite a while. And I think that's a good thing. I saw Sarah Jostle's piece about really focusing in just on the things that you need right now. And it's certainly not really a time for, you know, trialing lots of different things. It's about sticking to things that you know work, that suit your skin, that are kind to your skin right now, and make you feel a little bit good about yourself. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Bye for now.